到现在，西藏是在进步了，发展了。那种所谓中国政府灭绝西藏文化，完全是一派谎言。
What I'd like to stress in this answer to your question is that since the peaceful liberation, and particularly since the democratic reforms in Tibet, Tibet has moved forward, and Tibet has become more developed. And those claims that the Chinese government is engaged in so-called cultural genocide are nothing but lies.
我们不仅有能力维护西藏的稳定和正常的社会秩序，而且要继续支持西藏的经济发展和社会进步，提高西藏各族人民的生活，保护西藏的文化和生态环境。这个立场是不会动摇的。
We are fully capable of maintaining stability and normal public order in Tibet, and at the same time, we will continue to support the efforts of Tibet to develop the economy and make social progress. We will continue to help Tibet improve the livelihood of people of all ethnic groups, and we will continue to support the efforts to protect the cultural environment, the culture and natural environment in Tibet. We will never waver in this position.
第二，关于台湾问题，现在确实是个敏感时期。我所关心的，就是要维护台海的和平与稳定，促进两岸的共同发展。这应该成为两岸关系的主题和主旋律。
As for the issue of Taiwan, it is true now the situation in Taiwan is in a sensitive stage. And what interests me most is to maintain peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait and to seek common development for both sides across the Taiwan Strait. And I think this should become the mainstream and main goal in growing cross-strait relations.
我们之所以反对入联公投，就是因为如果这样一些主张得逞的话，它将改变台湾和大陆同属于一个中国的现状，势必冲击两岸关系，势必危害两岸人民的根本利益，势必造成台海局势的紧张，破坏台海和平，以致亚太地区的和平。
We are opposed to the so-called referendum scheme for Taiwan's membership in the United Nations because we believe that if such kind of schemes would succeed, that would deny the reality that both Taiwan and mainland belong to one and the same China, and that would deal a serious blow to cross-strait relations, that would harm the fundamental interests of people on both sides, that would cause tension in the Taiwan Strait, and that would threaten peace in the Taiwan Strait and peace in the Asia-Pacific region at large.
我在这里想再一次重申，凡属涉及中国主权和领土完整的事，必须由包括台湾同胞在内的全体中国人决定。任何人想把台湾从祖国分裂出去，都不会得逞的，也注定会失败的。
I would like to use this opportunity to reiterate that all issues that concern China's sovereignty and territorial integrity should be decided together by the entire Chinese people, including our competitors in Taiwan. No one could ever succeed in his attempt to separate Taiwan from China, and such kind of attempt is doomed to fail.
我还想强调，我们希望在一个中国的前提下，尽早的恢复两岸的和平谈判，什么问题都可以谈，包括结束两岸敌对状态这样重大的问题。
I would also like to stress that we hope to resume peaceful negotiations under the precondition of one China at an early date. And in such kind of negotiations, whatever topics can be put on the table, including such important issues as putting an end to the state of hostility between the two sides.
谢谢您。Thank you。好，下一个问题。行，第二排的问题。
A lengthy response to a question put to him by CNN's Jaime Flores-Cruz, China's Premier Wen Jiabao, speaking to reporters at the close of the National People's Congress and saying a great deal more than we'd expected about the situation in Tibet. That was the highest level comment we have heard, the first time the Chinese Premier has directly addressed the uprising in Tibet that began on March 10th and that was brought to a close. He told reporters who'd gathered to hear him in that enormous room that the incident has severely disrupted public order and normal life in Lhasa and caused heavy loss of life and property. And going on after going through a litany of descriptions of exactly what he accused the protesters and rioters of doing during the days of unrest, he said the following: "There is ample fact and we have plenty of evidence that this incident was organized, masterminded, and incited by the Dalai clique." Watching this along with us is CNN's Hugh Remington, also in Beijing. Hugh, he went to great lengths to identify the Dalai Lama and his followers with this unrest, and also to make a point that the government of China has restored Lhasa to order. Clearly no embarrassment about the fact that this question was brought up in such a public forum, and no hesitation about saying that Beijing is very firmly in charge.
That's very true. I think there are a number of things to draw from what we've just heard from Premier Wen Jiabao there. One of the significant things to me is that this is obviously a